Hello everyone, this is Chester Channel. My name is Kirill and we talk about watches here. Recently we discovered the TAG Heuer brand and the Carrera collection, which has historically been associated with motorsports, historically been a chronograph, and has recently been revived as a three-hand watch. It turned out that this brand has another collection similar to Autavia, which was also a chronograph associated with motorsports and recently revived as a three-hand watch. One of the new variants has come to us today for review, and this variant was provided to us by the store chasterclub.com, which has been selling original watches of various brands, including the TAG Heuer brand, for over 20 years. All links will be in the description. Up close, the watch looks predictably great. Just incredible. A combination of vintage and modern styles. The case itself is rather closer to a modern design because such edges flowing from lug to lug are not typical of retro style. All of this polished, of course, looks great, especially in combination with the polished bevel on the lug itself. Satin finished side surface, completely smooth. Here we have polishing, and just look at how massive the crown is. Indeed, if you like watches with large crowns, this is the perfect choice. Bezel. The bezel has ribbed protrusions, has a black ceramic insert on which there is minute or rather second marking. The bezel rotates in both directions. Attention. Yes, 60 clicks. We can rotate it both left and right. But here it acts as a sort of chronograph or timer. In other words, theoretically, we can time events with it. For example, if the minute hand is aligned with the triangle at 12, then when it reaches here, we'll know 30 minutes have passed. So it's like an approximate stopwatch. Well, and the glass. Here it's closer to a vintage hue, slightly domed, slightly rounded, but sapphire with double-sided anti-reflective coating. Finally, beneath the glass is a stunning dial with a smoky effect. The color is a dark brown, a sort of grey-brown. Of course, closer to the edge of the dial, it almost turns black. And in the center, it's closer to beige. And the structure itself, I'll bring it as close to the camera as possible. Take a look. The structure is ribbed, textured, giving an immediate tactile sensation. If we could touch this dial, we would definitely feel this roughness. And of course, the TAG Heuer logo. Of course, large numbers and large hands. I'll note that their size is also suitable for excellent readability. Here we have a luminescent material. We'll certainly check this out in the dark. The second hand is long. We are interested in the date window, which fits perfectly around 6 o'clock, blending with the dark silhouette of the dial without drawing extra attention. And we're interested, of course, in the inscriptions around 6 o'clock. Autavia, this is the name of the collection, and automatic chronometer. This, of course, relates to the mechanism. Let's start with the collection. In 1933, Heuer coined the name Autavia for onboard timers used in cars and airplanes. The company produced these timers and decided to combine automobiles and aviation in one word. In 1962, shortly after TAG Heuer joined the company, Autavia was revived as wristwatches with rotating bezels, a 39mm case and valjoux movement. Many racers preferred them for their excellent readability. Well, already in 1969, TAG Heuer releases the chronomatic caliber 11 with an independent chronograph module. Thus, it is one of the first representatives of automatic wristwatches with chronographs. In general, there are 4 generations of Autavia. Different versions were released in different years. The position of the crown, diameter, lugs, even the bezel changed. It had either a tachymetric scale or an hourly one, or as today, minute or second markings. In 2003, after Jack Heuer returned to the company, a truly global revival took place. A fixed bezel, new updated models. And later, several special series were released until 2019, when the second major revival happened. A collection of 3-hand watches. Yes, no longer chronographs. 7 new options. Even in the first models, you could see the inscription isograph. Due to the special carbon fiber structure of the spiral, this name was given. But now the models already have the word automatic. And as you understand, it's not just an automatic caliber, but also with chronometric precision. Caliber 5, of course, 28,800 semi-oscillations per hour, 38 hours power reserve, but accuracy means somewhere between -4 and +6 seconds per day, and in fact even better. The accuracy is certainly impressive, but we cannot see the mechanism. Although don't be upset, the engraving here on the case back is perhaps one of the best I've ever seen. It is extremely pleasant to the touch. It is evident that it is made with quality. And here they combined the automotive industry with the aviation industry. The propeller screw and wheel disc. Well, some such associations. Of course, on the sides there is information about, once again, the mechanism, about the water resistance of 100 meters. That is, theoretically you can even swim with them. And of course the operation is extremely convenient because of the large crown. Manually wind in the 0 position. In the first position we change the date clockwise. In the second, stop seconds and then change the time. The hands don't respond quickly to the crown movement, not particularly sensitive. This means we can set the most precise time. And the date change happens almost exactly at 12. With the luminescent material, things are more than good here. Practically, I would say, diver-level readability. And the indices, the numbers and the hands, everything is illuminated excellently. Additionally, on the camera, the indices reflect beautifully in the glass. No, well, of course, I give it a 5+ here. On the wrist, they fit well, by the way. Although their dimensions are not large, they are not small either, just medium by today's standards. The case height is 50.4 millimeters, diameter 42 millimeters. Thickness is 13.5 millimeters, which is due to the slightly protruding back cover and the slightly convex glass. But that's okay. Overall, they sit comfortably, especially thanks to their high-quality leather strap, which, by the way, also adds a vintage touch here. These stitches, this dark brown color, the stitching, the quality buckle, fits wrists from 15 to 21 centimeters. An interesting end of the strap repeating the logo, the outline of the company's logo. And the total weight is exactly 100 grams. The watch is quite light. It's not 100% vintage, that is not 100% retro, still there are modern elements too, particularly in the case. Therefore they can even be somehow combined with modern casual clothing, jeans, jackets, sweaters. As for suits, well, here I don't know. Here carefully, perhaps only with some beige light shirts, well, and if the dress code is not particularly strict. And so, of course, this is casual, meaning simple everyday clothing, slightly perhaps untidy, that is, without unnecessary polish. Don't forget that the watch also has a slight hint of aviation, pilot and automotive style. And for the second time, we see the reincarnation of the chronograph series in a three-hand version. I remind you, Carrera was quite recent. Also, generally speaking, it was a chronograph and became a three-hand watch. Here it turned out, let's say, less classic, more down-to-earth in style, I believe, but still the watch looks no less awesome. I think, first of all, you certainly appreciated the dial, its structure, its color. And even the large Arabic numerals didn't bother it at all. They fit in organically as well. The readability is excellent both during the day and of course at night due to superluminova. Plus they've added 100-meter water resistance and also a ceramic insert on the bezel that rotates both ways. Well, generally speaking, there are quite a lot of advantages to the model. I can't even say what the downside is. Perhaps the only thing that might scare someone off is the rather large crown, but overall it could have been made smaller. But that's how they made it, so that's how it is. I wouldn't say that it personally scares me off. For some reason I don't feel any dissonance here. Overall it turned out great. Starting from the case back to the profile view. This model, of course, you will be able to purchase at the store chasterclub.com, and not only this one. The TAG Heuer brand is widely represented there, and I would like to note that lately it has been moving away from the chronograph concept and offering us really interesting three-hand watches. At the end, I would like to know your opinion about this model. Be sure to leave it in the comments below the video. If you liked it, then give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That's all. Goodbye, everyone.